What is going on, my blessed crypto enthusiasts? You're watching Crypto Blessing, where you can find weekly content on all of the trending cryptocurrency news, market analysis, and more. Today we are recapping exactly what's been going on in these markets, particularly holding on to these recent gains. Bitcoin dominance has been chopped off a whole 5%. While the entire cryptocurrency market seems to be green, Ethereum is the biggest story of these past weeks, breaking through $130, surging to where it currently resides at $152.18, up 10% over the last 24 hours. Looking at the global market charts, we aren't a whole lot higher than where we were, touching at just above $100 billion at one point, but we'll take the $34 billion that we've gained and wait for further development. Given that we've been bearish practically all year, Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency that refuses to die, with a number of publications reporting over the past couple of years 330 deaths and counting. Bitcoin has been killed over 90 times by mainstream media outlets so far this year, and over 330 times throughout its short existence. While this year Bitcoin turned 10 and saw its price plummet, last year it was declared dead more times than it has this year. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, who previously bashed Bitcoin and is now having a change of heart, with a number of these companies investing in the asset. Also, a wave of adoption has occurred this past week, with Japan's second largest bank to launch its own stablecoin in March of 2019. This asset will be a stablecoin, which means that it'll be pegged to the national currency on a ratio of 1-to-1. Japan continues to lead the crypto race, as this past year of bear markets has not phased companies and institutions in Japan from delving deep into the crypto industry. In November of last year, Japan's largest shipping line, Nippon Yusen KK, is set to launch its own digital currency to pay its crew members, while the Financial Services Agency of Japan continues to contemplate regulation of ICOs that, if successful, could help Japan become a global hotbed for flourishing cryptocurrency businesses. It still remains unseen how the FSA is going to go about establishing a regulatory framework for an industry still in its infancy, and one that is developing quite quickly. In other big names, we have Visa buying into a Ripple partnered fintech firm, that being Earthport, and along with that, they bought back all of the stocks at 4 times its price. Earthport deals in cross-border and international payments and is a long-time RippleNet client and a partner of Ripple Labs. Earthport launched its distributed ledger hub in 2016, expanding the development of a currency-agnostic network for settling payments. For Earthport, however, this seems to be a bit of a saving grace. The company's losses doubled in 2017. So with this Visa acquisition, it closes a difficult 18 months for Earthport. Ripple Labs is continuing to forge, extending RippleNet and XRapid to its new partners in banking institutions. Visa is one of many financial institutions that are looking to employ technologies in blockchain. Bank of America has previously secured several patents in blockchain, and other Wall Street giants have made forays of their own. Speaking of which, we have Bakkt, which is the Intercontinental Exchange's new product, although it's been delayed a couple times now, is still well on pace to be delivered, completing its first round of funding, raising $182.5 million from very high-profile investors. This includes Boston Consulting Group, Horizon, Goldfinch, Galaxy Digital, Microsoft's venture capital arm, Pantera M12, and Protocol Ventures, among others. Kelly Loeffler was quoted to say they have worked to build new markets and products many times before, and that this past year of bear markets does not faze them. Notably, 2018 was the most active year for crypto in its brief 10-year history. This is evidenced by rising investment in distributed ledger technology and digital assets, as well as by blockchain network metrics such as daily Bitcoin transaction value and active addresses. Yet those milestones tend to be overshadowed by the more narrow focus of Bitcoin's price. This is positive news for the space, and more evidence that Bitcoin's price is kind of irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. In the long term, Bitcoin is far superior than its traditional counterparts, and traditional companies are starting to recognize this. Moving on with the wave of adoption, National Bank of Kuwait is set to use Ripple for a new service, marking the first financial institution in the country to adopt blockchain technologies as a tool to improve its services. And Ripple has become the first fintech company to bring blockchain to the world of Kuwaiti finance. The NBK announced the creation of the NBK Direct Remit, which is a remittance service developed with blockchain technology to offer a fast, cheap, and frictionless solution. They consider this service as a significant achievement as it enables their customers to make money transfers within seconds, efficiently and at their convenience any time of the day. The National Bank of Kuwait is considered as the most important bank in the country, offering its services to both individuals and large companies, and has offices around the world. This is more widespread adoption for the cryptocurrency markets despite bearish activity. I mean, even though the assets are all green today, we are still approximately 1/8 of where we were this time last year. Still, year after year, Bitcoin is up and a solid investment. Our last story comes from social media. Tony Robbins has explained how Bitcoin works to his 3 million Twitter followers. Titled, "What the heck is Bitcoin and how does it work?" The tweet links to a blog post on his website credited to Team Tony, which they must have written at the start of the year based on Bitcoin's quoted price of $9,000. So it is not up to date, however the fundamentals remain. The blog suggests that trying to explain Bitcoin is like trying to explain the internet in the 80s. The difficulty being that Bitcoin is a brand new concept. They try to explain its decentralized nature and do a surprisingly good job of it, indicating that no single bank, government, company, or individual owns the network, and nobody can devalue the currency. This is important because Tony Robinson has tweeted about Bitcoin, and he is one of the best known life coaches in the world. He has an incredible amount of influence and a fanatical fan base. Introducing 3 million of them to Bitcoin and or anything to do with cryptocurrency could be a big deal indeed. It also comes at a time when Bitcoin awareness is also being spread by the likes of other influential figures like Jordan Peterson and even publications like Time magazine, which recently stressed that Bitcoin is important for freedom in the world. You can be the judge yourself by checking out Tony Robinson's Twitter account and seeing if you agree that he did a good job at explaining it. While we wait for a number of big products to come online, where do you think the cryptocurrency market is headed? Do you think Bitcoin dominance is going to touch into the 40% for the first time in some months? Do you think Ethereum is going to continue to hold its position as the second-ranked cryptocurrency? Or do you think Ripple's XRP has a chance of usurping it once again? The total market caps are just $1 billion apart, while the Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV drama seems to have calmed down. There are of course still assets that have been pumping that have seen some significant drop-offs, notably Digitex futures down 10% and Odom down 9%, along with a couple of others that are just barely down. The vast majority of this market is up, so we can end this on a positive note. What do you think is going to happen in the cryptocurrency markets as we begin Q1 of 2019? Are we currently in a bull trap and will shortly see lower lows? Comment below and let me know. Also, if you've made it this far, please hit that like button. It helps us get in more people's recommended videos and will help grow our audience and you, the blessed crypto family. Stick around because you don't want to FOMO out when this market pops off, which at this point seems like an inevitability. Continue to follow our content here to help keep you up to date in these hyper evolving markets. And like I said, if you blink, you might miss something. So hodl on, continue to do all of your own research so you can make informed investment decisions. And I'll see you all in the next one.